Hey guys, it's DJAppyD here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Pioneer XDJ-R1 DJ system. And in this video I'm going to be going through the good points and the bad points and why I think this thing is one of the best things for the price when you're buying Pioneer gear. So yeah, let's get straight to it. Right, so I've just got the Pioneer XDJ-R1 set up right in front of me, and the first thing that I wanted to do is basically just tell you guys what is the Pioneer XDJ-R1. Well, it's basically a wireless DJ system. It was built by Pioneer to be, such an amazing unit that it is, and to be a wireless DJ system, to be able to connect and be the only one to actually be able to connect with remote box. But it also has a bunch of Pioneer's features like Record Box, which makes it a lot easier to analyze and sort through your music. It's a free application, and you should really get it. So the good points that I've got about this thing, what I think is really good about this is basically, you'll see if we look here, it's versatile, meaning that as you can see we have a choice between our selectors. You can see here we have USB, CD and MIDI, so we can actually run CD media on this thing. We can take CDs, we can put them inside these CD loading trays, and we can play CDs just as you would expect on any CDJ. But the one main thing that you should be using is the USB. Basically taking your USB and being able to use Record Box analyzed music. You can use music that is not analyzed by Record Box, however it will mean that it'll take a lot longer to analyze. You won't get the BPM instantly like you do with Record Box analyzed music. And to be honest, you really should just use a Record Box because it makes it so much easier on you to sort through all of your music. And CDs, just to say, CDs do run fine on this. It does take a little while for the CDs to analyze the BPM, and you do have to play the track for it to read the BPM. And what I do also find is sometimes it doesn't always get the BPM 100% accurate with the CDs, and it can sometimes go off a little bit, but other than that I think that works. And as for the MIDI, I haven't really found out how to get Virtual DJ LE, which came free with it. I just have not figured out how to get that to work yet, but other than that I really think this unit does a good job at that. But okay, so the first thing that I wanted to say is when you first get this unit, you get Remote Box with it. You download it, you put it on your application, and it's the first one to actually use it. Now, Remote Box is an incredibly useful application. It makes your life so much easier, and basically it allows you to combine effects and combine the beat effect and a color effect, only one at once, and allows you to make such creative effects with this unit and stuff you can't even do on other of the Pioneer or the proper professional gear. And that's the one thing that I love about this thing. It allows you to select and get through to your tracks. You can search through all your playlists, your tracks really easily, and things like being able to do the effects, and also be able to control the entire deck without having to be on the deck. You can be away from the deck and still be able to control the deck. So the one thing, like I said, is with Record Box, you can actually pre-analyze your music, and that's something that's absolutely brilliant. But the thing that makes Pioneer so awesome is that you can actually use this Record Box on your unit, because they're both integrated with each other, because you can, it just makes your life so much easier, and it's just something you should really do. So with this thing, as you can see, the other good thing about it is all of the basic functions work exactly how you want it to. Again, with the tempo, you can see you have the option to do 6, 10 or wide. Wide only applies when you are using a CD. The only bad thing I would say about this is that if you're wanting to do things like end the entire of the song by raising the tempo all the way down, or sorry, decreasing the tempo all the way to 0, or if you want to increase the tempo by 100%, you can't do that with USBs. The only way to be able to do that is to be able to use CDs, which to me is a kind of a bad point. But yeah, so there's that. And then there's also searching for tracks. Again, Remote Box makes that so much more easier, but it is easy with this function over here, which is select push. You can literally just go through that to select your playlist, go through your playlist, and it's really easy to go through your playlist. But you could just go through your tracks with a track search, which is really useful, and that's something that's really awesome. So that's that. And pretty much it's everything that you would expect from Pioneer, because Pioneer always make the best stuff, and it's what you would definitely expect. So let's move on to the bad points. What do I think, just to give a balanced judgment here, what do I think is bad about this? The first thing that I wanted to say is that I have seen this thing crash 2 times, only 2 times in the past month. That's quite a lot, but I have actually been experimenting with this. I've been messing with it a lot, but I have seen the unit crash multiple times, only 2 times. Now the reason why I see this thing crash is because when you're using a lot of features. So say you've got your CD mode on, you're playing CDs, it's having to analyze these tracks, having to do all this kind of stuff, using all of that. But you've also got master tempo on, you're using weird times tempo things, you're messing with all of these beat effects, you're messing with the color effects, you're messing with USB stuff, you're messing with MIDI. When you're messing with everything at once, it overloads a unit and causes it to crash. But if you're just using this and all you're doing really is using this USB with record box formatted things, I've never seen it crash. I've done a 2-hour mix with this thing, I've done one of them, and I've done pretty much lots and lots and lots of hour mixes with this unit, and it's never crashed during then. So in terms of stability, I think this unit is packed is how you want it to be, and I think it's actually really, really good, and I don't think that brings it down by too much. The second thing I would say is if you look at the microphone section here, you can see that all you get is the microphone, the EQ, and the mic on off. One thing I would like to have seen on this unit is the ability to use the microphone talk over function. So it will automatically lower and raise when you talk, and that's a particularly useful function which I wish was on this unit. It will have made my life so much easier. But that's a small thing, it's not really a massive thing. And a couple of times when I was using this unit, I have seen it where when the vinyl mode is on, I actually couldn't scratch. It wouldn't let me go backwards and forwards through the track using the scratch method, which is a minor problem. I have seen that happen before, but you know, for a very short while it just doesn't let me do it, and instead it pitch bends. I'm guessing this is just where it's analysing tracks that haven't been fully analysed by the Traktor software. So I think that's basically what's happening there, but it's again, these are just minor problems. So the other thing that I wanted to mention is, again, these things do not have waveforms. You can see here, sorry, I haven't really dusted this thing in quite a while, but as you can see, it has this here. But as you can see, I have this basic waveform here, but really it doesn't give you any waveforms. You don't even have basic ones, so you can't actually see where you're on the tracks. So this can cause sometimes an error in mixing. You might end up changing the bass, on the low EQs on here without, and basically you did that, but you're in the middle of the track and you did it at the completely wrong time, completely screwing up your mix. So not having waveforms is a slightly bad thing, which just put me off the unit a tiny bit. But again, for the money, I think it's well worth it. Right, so I've gone over what I think the good points and the bad points of this unit are, but I just wanted to give an overall view of how I feel about this unit. So overall, I feel that this unit is perfect for the price. I mean, at the price of £839, and that's about $1,274.19, or basically $1,628.57 Australian dollars if you're over in Australia. Like I said, it's a perfect price for that amount of money. I think it's just perfect, and it gives you everything that you want and expect from Pioneer. From Pioneer, you expect your beat effects, and you get 4 beat effects, the beat effects that everyone uses. To be honest, I can't ever think of a reason why I would ever need to use any more than the 4 beat effects used. And also you have your 4 sound effects, 4 color effects that are included, which again is all the stuff that you would expect from Pioneer, with the extra function, which you really wouldn't expect. is the remote box, which is kind of a way to balance out the fact that you don't have all of these effects, but you can actually make really cool effects that you wouldn't actually be able to make on previous versions of the gear, on like proper mixers, with remote box. And it's just a really good thing. And I think overall the unit is now, since it was released, it was when it was released it was a very unstable unit, but I think it's now fairly stable. It's not in mode really stable. Like I said, I have seen it crashed a couple of times, but I think that has been fixed now. I don't think it's going to be crashing. And the only time I ever see it crash is when you're virtually doing way too much on a unit. Quite frankly, when you're doing stuff that you're never ever going to use the unit for. I mean, in this modern day and age, you don't really use your CDs, and to be honest, the likeliness is that you're going to be using CDs and using master tempo while doing all of this, while doing all of that, because with the amount that I was stressing it out when they were crashing, was ridiculous, and it was going way beyond what I think. The main problem I see is when you have remote box, CDs, and thinking that's in the current firmware, but do remember that in future firmware that will be fixed and there's not going to be many problems. So I do think that it is fairly stable now. It's not completely stable, but I still think for the price and for what you would expect from Pioneer, this is a beautiful price. I mean, just to put into comparison, if you buy your DJM your DJM 900 Nexus, and your CDJ-2000 Nexuses, they will cost so much more expensive. You'll be spending something like £5,000. That I'm guessing that'll be somewhere around $7,000 to $8,000, something like that. A ridiculous amount of money on just buying yourself that gear, and it's just going to be so ridiculous the amount you have to spend. So it's a great way to just get that, to get everything you want from Pioneer on a DJ system, and have all of them functions without having to spend so much money. And it just gives it you to an affordable price. It's still quite expensive at 800 quid, but if you look at things in terms of Pioneer, it is an affordable unit, and it is a really cheap unit, and it really does what you want it to. And I think it just is perfect. So yeah, I would say, like I was saying, I would say this is perfect for mobile DJs or people like me who are bedroom DJs, because I've never really seen it create much of a problem, and for the price I just think it's overall perfect, really. And it gives you what you would expect, like I said, from Pioneer, from just DJ equipment, out competing any DJ equipment. You could buy any controller, you will never get what you get with Pioneer. You could buy any mixer, you will never get what you get from Pioneer. Pioneer just overall do the best job. They are just the best at what they do, and just the ability to control everything the way you can on this XDJ-R1 is just perfect. And I'm not saying it's 100% perfect, but again, I keep referencing to the price. You've got to look at the price. For the price, this is perfect, absolutely perfect for a bedroom DJ. Now, this is not good for a DJ, a club DJ. So if you're going into clubs and you're DJing, and the people, if you're buying for a club, I would not get this. I would actually get the mixers and the CDJs. That is an investment I would say go to. But again, for just the basic people, that's what this is good for. And so basically that's what I feel about the XDJ-R1. It's perfect. So just overall, rounded down, overall it's perfect for the bedroom DJ and for the mobile DJ that's moving about all over the place, and it gives everything you'd expect from Pioneer. And unless you're going to be doing some, crazy things with the effects, and unless you really do have the money to buy the DJM's 900 and the 2000 Nexuses, then it just saves you so much money, and it just gives you what you need for the price. And no one has the money to spend. I mean, £5,000, you just don't get. How are you going to find the money? So that's what it's perfect for, and it's perfect for the price. It's cheap for Pioneer stuff. It's an affordable price, and it's just overall perfect. So again, that's my review of the Pioneer XDJ-R1. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope this helped, and I hope this help you make your decision. Just to put this into comparison, if you also think about the next level, the next one, the recent one that came out, which is the XDJ-RX. Now that's an extra £300. For that extra £800, all you're virtually getting is a microphone talkover function, and what you're getting is a waveform display. So overall, I would say the best thing to do, I would say this is perfect if you don't have that £1,100 that is required, and it just does the job. I mean, it's perfect. I think it does the job, and it's worth the money. And I seriously use it every single week for an hour, so I can't say it's bad, and I like it. So yeah, I thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Please make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you did. And I will see you in future videos. And I'll see you also next week. I am live every single Thursday, 7 PM till 8 PM, doing UK hardcore. So make sure that you guys can tune in for that. And I hope that you guys enjoyed. So I'll see you in future videos. So I'll see you then.